Hey everybody, it's time for bag 4 of the Lego Ecto-1. This is what we've got so far from the first 3. The first bag was pretty much the base. The second included the part that built the gunner seat over here. And the one we just completed in bag 3, most of it was this back part, which included the bumper there on the back end. Before we get started opening the bags and lining up the pieces, let's look at our 4th custom minifigure. I've got street clothes Egon Spengler. Here we have the street clothes version of Dr. Egon Spengler. This one just consists of the normal Egon head and hair combo, and the body minus the hands is from President Business. My President Business figure was from the double-decker couch set, and so I just swapped the hands on that, put Egon's head and hair on top of it, and there you have your Egon Spengler in street clothes. Okay, so I got my sweatshirt off, I got the parts all knolled out, ready to go. I've got Egon here lined up with Peter and Lewis and Walter. Instructions ready to go. The first 3 bags worth of Ecto-1 built right here. Just kind of looking it over, it doesn't look like quite as many pieces in this one. It's kind of hard to tell. Every time I dump out the bags, I'm thinking, oh, that doesn't look like much. And then by the time I get them knolled out, like, yeah, that took up just about as much space as the other one did. So it should be about the same length of a video here and amount of work, although it's a lot of small pieces. Just kind of looking it over from the beginning here. We do have a steering wheel, so we're going to get our steering column in this section. There's this little articulated ball joint piece here. I'm sure it's for the steering column as well. We've got a few printed 1x2 tiles here, one on a cheese wedge and one on just the flat tile. And a few parts I've rarely seen or never seen. So interesting stuff here. We got a 1x3 jumper with 2 bumps, 2 studs on it. A couple of those in light bluish gray. That's kind of interesting as well. So by the end of this bag, it looks like we're going to have the right side wall. These white pieces are pretty much going to take care of that. And we'll, like I said, we'll have some more of the steering column built. So let's get cracking here. As far as the minifigure goes for this one, that Egon is probably my, let's say, probably the biggest cop-out of any of the minifigures that you're going to see in this series. Egon with the gray suit, he wears that in the first movie quite a bit, and it was just easy to head swap President Business / Lord Business or whatever he's called in the Lego movie with Egon. The only thing Egon in the movie, whoops, about to lose that one, he had more. There was it was like a 3-piece thing. He had a vest on underneath his jacket before the tie. So that's the one thing it's missing. So if you're aware of a torso that is roughly that same dark bluish gray color with a tie and a vest underneath it or a sweater underneath it, look up that part number and put it in the comments, and maybe I can source that one out and upgrade my Egon figure a little bit there. I do have another Egon coming later in the series as well that I'm way more proud of. One that is pretty cool. It goes for the second movie. And I'll show that one in due time. So right now I've been just 2 days into this and doing about 2 bags a day. And I don't know if I'll get this one uploaded before the end of the day or not. But at this pace, by New Year's we should have a completed Ecto-1 on our hands here. Okay, step 128 is asking for another sticker. Like I said in the previous videos, I'm waiting. I'm going to build this clean white, and then at the end I'll think about putting the stickers on there. Alright, 129. This is where we're going to add this part around the button. That one white piece there is a button that is to push out the gunner seat on the other side. And that one, it does have a decal on it. That one kind of comes in handy because it's like almost a push me button. It's like, this is where the button is. Hey, look. So you don't have to remember and start poking around and figure out which one it is that engages the gunner seat. So I can see that being handy for when it's completed. I'm trying to get that flush there. The gunner seat button wants to slide around. All right. Let's see, where we at? We got stuff building on this whole wall here. Let's just start on this end and work our way down. This thing's getting large. I'm running out of table. Let's see. 1 by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 by 8. That's already on there. So don't worry about that. Then I put the brick on. Alright. Yep, that's where that goes. There's just a lot going on in these instructions, so I'm trying to make sure I catch everything. And if you've watched the other videos, you've noticed where I've missed a few details here and there, so I'm trying not to do that. Alright, building some more of the white side here. 131. 3 by 3 plates in white. That's not a normal thing that you see every day. If you buy this set for inventory, you're going to get a lot of gray, you're going to get a lot of white, plenty of black. Seems like every time I open a new bag, I'm starting with the grays and the blacks first to get those lined up and ready to go. But then the whites come in there and fill in just as big of a spot almost. Alright, and then we've got these 1 by 2 curved pieces here. These are one of, in the last video I was talking about, we didn't have all of these elements, even just a few years ago, to be able to create the right curvature to make this look right. And they build, or they add new elements as needed for certain builds. Like this build gets a brand new, I believe the steering wheel is new, but I know the windshield is a new piece. So credit to them for adding to the inventory of the things that they make available to make sure they're giving us as accurate of models as they can. Get that squeezed in there. That's a good looking door. Check that out. Alright, this is the door that's not operational. So this one's closed, and it's the opposite of the gunner seat. So that one's going to stay closed. It's got the handle on it though. Alright, let's turn it back the way the instructions show it, so I don't get confused. Looks like we're going to start on that steering column now. Excuse me. Some allergies today. Got some dry eyes. It's quite stuffy earlier. Took down the Christmas lights, the Christmas tree. It's a nice day today. Got up into the 70s here in North Texas. But it's going to be cooler later this week, so I wanted to take advantage of the nice weather while I could before it all went away. And I kind of waited too long to put up my Christmas decorations, and I had to do it on a cold day, so I didn't want to wait and have that happen again for taking them down. On vacation this week and next week, so I'm not having to go to work, which makes it a little bit easier to have some build time here. It's another reason I want to try to get as many of these videos in as I can, because I want to finish this so I don't have it sitting for weeks. Alright, so got a little silver piece here. This looks like it's going to be gas pedal or the brake, perhaps. Alright. I'm going to be kind of quiet here just so I make sure I get these right. A lot of little pins. I have to go to the right places on these. Alright, little black lever. Okay. That connects to this one with the pedal here. Okay. And we're going to connect those. This one with the 3 holes in it. Line her up. Maybe. There we go. And 1-piece step there. Okay. So this goes. Let's make sure. One stud forward there. Alright, so that's pretty stiff. I think that's where that goes. Here's the steering wheel, step 144. Steering wheel with a 2x2 round tile in the middle. It's going to get the yellow rod in the back, 5 studs long. if it matters which way these go, but I want to do it the way the picture shows, with the circular end facing towards the steering wheel. And line up the gaps there. Okay. And here's that articulated piece. Let's make sure I get it on there right. I don't think there's a wrong way to do that one. Let's check. I don't think so. All right. Then we get another rod. Right, large bushing and then a yellow bushing. One by two with two holes in it. Okay, we're gonna get the gear on the back side of that. If I can find it, it's a dark bluish gray gear. And then the other yellow bushing on the back of that. So our steering wheel's got a little flop to it. Okay. So I'm going to connect that here. So these gears all work together. The steering wheel turns the gears. That works correctly. And this pins into the column here. Let's take the brick off and do the pin first. There we go. That's pretty cool. Turn the wheel. It turns the steering. It's amazing what these designers can do. Alright, that was step 150. Moving right along. Swap it around like this. Okay. Alright, I'm looking over here. I don't know if you can hear that neighbor dog. I don't know if it's a basset hound or something, but it has quite the bark. They put it outside and just let it wail. It sounds like somebody's trying to kill it. Okay. All right. Did not get this piece in there yet. Where does it go? This is what I'm talking about. This piece. Okay. Everything else was lined up right here. I think everything. Okay. Gray. Brick. Gray. 1x2s. So all these are lined up right here. And then I've got a random one I've got to put way up here in the front. It's just a lot of ground to cover in the instructions, especially when it's on fold. Alright, so we're ready for another red piece. This one goes here on the inside. Two of these 1x8s. Spoke earlier about New Year's, and each year for the last few years for New Year's Eve / New Year's Day, my kids and I have done a double feature of Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, and we like to set it up so that when the clock strikes midnight and the crowd starts to sing and Vigo loses power in Ghostbusters 2, we like to have that be actual New Year in real life. So, I don't know if it's like 10:24 or something like that. If you start Ghostbusters 2 at the right time, then you can hit that with that, and as long as you don't stop it, you know. We're not pausing it for potty breaks or anything. But over the years, we've kind of added to it, like we'll wear our flight suits and take pictures. Last couple of years, we've added snacks to the mix, so when the Ghostbusters are eating Cheez-Its at the firehouse when they're interviewing Dana, we'll have a little plate with some Cheez-Its on it, and we'll eat at the same time, and things like that. So when they say, what about the Twinkie, or Egon starts talking about the Twinkie, then we'll, have a Twinkie on our plate and we'll eat that as that comes up. There's not as much stuff for Ghostbusters 2, other than the Jell-O and slime connection for the giant Jell-O mold line. So, if you've got any ideas for snacks to add to Ghostbusters 2, add those to the comments too, because I'm always looking for something to add to it. So, it's a fun, clean way to spend a holiday I've never cared about. I've never been someone who drinks, and so it's basically what it is in my eyes, a drinking holiday, and it's never been anything I've ever stayed up for, enjoyed. I'd watch the Dick Clark music thing on TV, and then you get to a certain age and you don't care about the music acts anymore, unless you're Dick Clark. And it was kind of fun to have our own thing that we look forward to. At least I look forward to it, and the kids play along. They get to stay up late and eat snacks, so how bad could it be, right? And I think it's fun. Something I look forward to. So, happy to have that weekend off from work too, so I can stay up late and not have to pay for it at work the next day or the day after. I work on the weekends, Saturday through Monday, so I think New Year's Day is on a Friday this year, so I wouldn't really have to pay for it that bad, but even a day or two later can carry over. What we're building here is going to be the part it's going to slide out. It's going to be the door that opens this back hatch for the remote controlled or radio controlled ghost trap. Sorry, one digestion tonight. Alright, I'll put that in front of the guys here. And rolling through this pretty quickly. Finishing off our red pieces here pretty soon. There we go. So that clips into here, the red. Then we're going to have the this little field door type thing here. Clip in right there. Sure got all the pieces. I believe I did. Step 168. If you're following along at home, which I'm sure you are. All right. Get some tiles in there, make it nice and smooth. Friction free. Slap that down. I got another different little small build here. One of the things I think is fun in Ghostbusters, the first movie, as far as the snacks go, I mean, the Twinkies make sense. We did the Crunch Bar for when Peter gives one to Egon when they're still at the university. One idea I had that I think is fun is the part where Lewis is having his party for his clients, and the lady asks for some Excedrin or extra strength Tylenol, and then he goes into the spiel about the generic medicine that he has and gives her some of that, and then runs down the list of his buffet on the different things he's got over there and how cheap he got it for and the reasons he had all the discounts that he got for it, for write-offs. Anyway, so for when they ask for the medicine, we got a little seat that's going to hook to the back of this, right over here. When she asks for the medicine, we've got Tic Tacs on our plates, and so instead of giving the kids actual medicine, or Tylenol that they don't need at the time, give them a Tic Tac. I think that's fun. Okay, so this sits in here. Somehow it's going a little tight. There we go. There's a clip over here. It says connected there. All right. So it doesn't do anything yet. It does clip in. Okay. Step 177. We've got a yellow rod and a long black pin, the rod on the end of it. And our last plate here. Our last tile in black. There's an empty spot there. Aha. Right. Let's put this in first before put in the tile. Smooth that over. Okay. There's just a lot to this, and just the way they design this is just real interesting. You can tell they spent a lot of time in it. They didn't rush through when they designed this build. Right. Alright, we're running low on white pieces. Almost done with the black ones as well. Okay, this is going to hook underneath. 1x2 plate. Alright, I'm going to imagine that white one is going to be a leftover. We got a 2x3 tile in light bluish gray. empty stud spot there, making sure I didn't do that wrong. Nothing goes there. Two by 3 brick. Oops. Stack these 1 by 2s. Oops, no. 3 go on one side, 1 on the other. Make sure I do it right. 1 over here, 3 over here. Alright, we're done with blue. Move it up here. And this all hooks together right above that gas cap on the back of that fender there, or side panel. If you've got fins, when does it stop being a fender and become more of a side panel? Is it at the fin? I don't know. Saying in the last video, more cars need to have fins. I like that look. It's probably because I'm a Ghostbusters fan and I've always liked the car. But why can't modern car designers have, would it be that horrible to have fins in it? Would it be like the car that Homer Simpson designed that was a failure? I don't know. Getting these jumpers with the 1 by 3s and some rounded quarter pieces here. I have an extra of those, that'll be nice to have. Looks like we're building an electronics panel on it as well. So, looks like these 1 by 2 dark trans clears are roughly centered over those jumpers. Okay. Upside down with a pin there. Something yellow. And another. Looks like a little electronics bank there. Okay. That. Try to center these a little bit better. That hooks right there. Looks good. Alright, so I've got some parts left over. Let's see what I missed. A 1 by 3 brick somewhere. Where could that go? That I would have missed. It goes right there. Alright, I'm going to call the rest of these extras. I believe they are. Got a bushing. 2 1 by 1 tiles, a white and a light bluish gray. Light bluish gray 1 by 1 round tile. Light bluish gray 1 by 1 quarter circle tile, 90 degrees, and rounded on the other side. Dark bluish gray stud, black lever. Don't know what to call these. A 1 by 1 black one with the little pin on the end of it, and then a little half blue pin. So here we are. This is what we've got so far after the 4th bag. This is the little panel that I built. This right here is the section that I believe is going to deploy the remote trap and drop this trap door eventually And then we built the steering column here that does turn what will be the front wheels up here, the front axles. And the side door that's not going to be operational. So, not much in comparison to other bags. Doesn't feel like as many pieces were used, but we got a lot done. So, that's bag 4. We'll be back for bag 5 in the very near future. And I want to say again, thank you for watching. I appreciate you taking a look. Even if it's for just checking out the minifigures each day, that's cool too. And I'll be back for more in the series. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you.